Good morning to the class students. Now we will discuss our fourth lesson, that is refraction of light by curved surfaces. Already in first chapter we have learnt about reflection. What is reflection? Sending the light ray backwards, bouncing the light ray backwards. That is reflection. Coming to the word refraction, in 9th class we have learnt what is refraction of light. Bending of light ray is called as refraction of light. Bending of light ray is called as refraction of light. Why the light ray will bend? What is the reason? What is the cause for the light ray to bend? Because there is a change in the medium. Here, one glass slab is there. This is the glass slab. When a light ray is coming like this is the incident ray. Here it is coming from air medium. This slab is glass medium. So there is a change in the medium. Therefore, the speed of the light ray will changes. The speed of the light ray is maximum in vacuum. Okay, the speed of the light is maximum in vacuum. When there is a change in the medium, the light ray speed also changes. Because of this reason, because of the change in medium, because of the change in speed, the velocity of the light ray will bend. Now the light ray will bend like this. So this is the incident ray and this will be the refracted ray. Okay. So what we have learned, bending of light ray is called refraction of light. Why the light ray will bend? Because change in medium. Because of change in medium. And otherwise, how we will say the speed of light is maximum in vacuum. So if the speed of light changes, then also the light ray has to change its direction. Speed of light is maximum in vacuum. Do you know how much it is? That is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. If you want to say in terms of centimeter per second, 3 into 10 to the power of 10 centimeter per second. This is very important. Speed of the light is maximum in vacuum and its speed is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Very important. So if speed of light changes, then direction of the light ray changes. Everyone listen. So what is meant by refraction of light? Refraction means bending of the light ray. Why the light ray will bend? Because of change in the medium. When light ray is coming from air to water or air to glass, glass to air. So like that, if there is any change in the medium, the light ray has to change its direction. And the speed of light is maximum in vacuum. So this is very important. And any examples for refraction of light? You know, when you go to any swimming pool, swimming pool, usually the depth is not so high, but when you are looking at the top, it means you are seeing in the air medium, okay, but the water is another medium. Because of there is a change in the medium, now the swimming pool will appear as very deep, okay. Swimming pool, first one. The swimming pool will appear deeper. Actually, is it deeper? No. Because of the refraction of light, it looks like it is deep. It is so depth. It is having so depth. Okay. And even when you keep a lemon in a glass tumbler, when you are looking from outside, then the lemon will appear in bigger size. Lemon in glass. Now, when you keep any pencil partially into the water, the pencil appear as it is break one. Like this. This is a beaker which contains water. Now, I am keeping one pencil partially here. Like this. This is a pencil. When I am keeping the pencil partially into the water, when you are looking at this side, from outside when you see, no, the pencil will appear like this. This is the top, this is the bottom. So, breaking. It's a breaked pencil. The pencil was broken now. Like that we can see because of the refraction of light. Here the light ray is coming from air medium, but this is water medium. Because of the change in the medium, the things will appear like that. And even when you observe through any glass slab, the letters on the book, when you are observing the letters on the book through a glass slab or a scale, the letters also will appear bigger in size. Because of the refraction of light. Refraction means bending of light ray. What is the cause for that? Because of change in medium. Next, examples. Swimming pool will appear deeper. The lemon in glass also will appear to be in bigger size. And when a pencil is partially immersed into water, it appears as the pencil was broken. And even the letters on the printed textbook, when you are observing through a glass slab, the letters will appear high, bigger in size. So these are the examples for refraction of light. Now, you know, here, again coming to this. This is a glass slab. What is this? This is a glass slab. When a light ray is coming from air medium. When a light ray is coming from air medium. So, this is the incident ray. This is a plane surface. Right? So, when you draw a perpendicular line, what is the perpendicular line name? It is normal. Okay? Now, so the angle between incident ray and the normal is called as angle of incidence. Now, this light ray is coming from air. Now, it is going to glass. There is a change in the medium. So, the light ray will bend like this. This is called refracted ray. This is incident ray and this is refracted ray. And already we know angle between incident ray and the normal, that is called as angle of incidence. Now, angle between refracted ray and the normal, that is angle of refraction. Angle of refraction. Now, everyone look at this. This is the incident ray and this is the refracted ray. Here, after reaching this glass, again the light ray has to change its medium. So, for this point of incidence, if you draw a perpendicular line, This will be the normal and this will be the refracted ray again. Okay. Here, this light ray, this is incident ray, this is refracted ray and this is the emergent ray. What is this ray called? Emergent ray. Emergent ray. Okay, and when we observe emergent ray, angle E. Okay, angle of incidence I, angle of refraction, that is R, angle of emergence, that is E. When we observe this angle I is equal to angle of emergence. Angle of incidence is equal to angle of emergence. This concept is called as lateral displacement. What is this concept? Lateral displacement. Now, what are the factors that depends for lateral displacement? First one, refractive index. What is that? Refractive index. And second one, thickness of the glass slab. Thickness of the glass slab. So very important this is. Refraction means bending of light ray. Because of change in medium, because of the change in speed of light, the light ray has to change its direction. That is bending of light ray. This bending of light ray phenomena is called as refraction of light. Examples, the swimming pool will appear deeper. The lemon glass will appear bigger in size. The partially immersed pencil appear to be bent. And the letters on the printed book, when we observe through a glass slab or through a glass scale, it will appear bigger in size. And now, here when the light ray is incidenting on the glass slab, it has to change its direction. This is angle of incidence, this is angle of refraction. Now, after reaching to the second surface, again it has to change the direction. This light ray emerged out, right? What we will say? Emerged out ray. This ray is called as emergent ray. And the angle between normal and emergent ray is called as angle of emergence. When we observe, the angle of incidence is equal to angle of emergence. Angle of incidence is equal to angle of emergence. Okay. This concept is called as lateral displacement. Lateral displacement depends on two factors. One is refractive index, second one thickness of the glass slab. Now let's see the laws of refraction. So have you remembered laws of reflection? Same principles here also, but little difference. Now, laws of refraction. Like reflection of light, incident ray, normal, refracted ray lies on the same plane of surface. One more time. Incident ray, normal, refracted ray, bending of light. Incident ray, normal, refracted ray lies on the same plane of surface. incident ray, refracted ray, normal, lies on same plane of surface. It means it will be like this. This is the surface. This is the normal. This is incident ray and this will be refracted ray. So, but all are lies on the same plane only? Yes. And refraction of light follows Snell's law. Very important. And in 9th standard we have learned about this, right? It follows Snell's law. What is Snell's law? It's a ratio of sine angle. Sine is an angle. You will learn about this in trigonometry, which is in mathematics. Okay. Sine I by sine R, that is equal to constant. So, refraction of light will follow Snell's law. That is sine I by sine R is equal to constant. Okay. Now here one more time we will recall the refraction of light. Refraction of light. What is the symbol for that? Refraction of light. Here refractive index. We are going to talk about refractive index. Refraction of light means bending of light ray. Here in the lateral displacement concept, the two factors, what are they? Refractive index, thickness of the glass slab. So, refractive index, what is meant by refractive index? Refractive index is also a ratio, and that is comparing the velocity of the light rays with one medium and with vacuum. Is it clear? Refraction of light, refractive index is a ratio of velocity of light ray. Velocity of light ray. Here also comparison, right? Velocity of light ray. We are comparing where? Speed of the light is maximum in vacuum. So, we are comparing with the velocity in vacuum. Here with medium. Clear? So, refractive index is a ratio between velocity of light in vacuum and velocity of light in medium. Refractive index symbol N. Velocity of light in vacuum, that is C. For a medium it is V. N is equal to C by V. Both are velocity of light only. So, the units here, this is also meter per second, this is also meter per second. Both will get cancelled. So, refractive index has no units. Very important. It is not having any units. No units for refractive index. Refractive index means it's a ratio between velocity of light in vacuum and velocity of light in medium. It has any units? No. Refractive index has no units. Okay. Now, about the mediums, we have two type of mediums. One is denser medium and second one rarer medium. 1 minute. Have you remembered denser medium and rarer medium? We have learnt in 9th class. All these concepts we have learnt in 9th standard. Again we are recalling all these. Yeah. Now, so how many type of mediums we have? That is two types. One is denser medium, second one rarer medium. Now, always we are comparing the two mediums, right? So, out of two media, which medium is having high refractive index? Okay, for example, air. Air is having refractive index, that is 1. Each and every medium is having refractive index. For air, it is 1. For water, it will be 1.003. Even for fire, for quartz, for diamond, what not, for anything, for any material, for any medium, it is having refractive index. So, when we compare with two mediums, out of two media, which medium is having more refractive index? That is said to be denser medium. And which one is having low refractive index? That is said to be rarer medium. So, refractive index is more, then it is denser medium. Refractive index is less, then it is rarer medium. Okay? So, we have how many types of mediums? Two. What are they? Rarer medium, denser medium. Rarer medium, denser medium. So, here two mediums. First medium N1, second medium N2. Okay? So, here the rarer medium, low refractive index. For denser medium, high refractive index. Okay? And now only we have learnt about the refractive index formula, that is N is equal to C by V. Right? Now, when you want to compare the refractive indices of two mediums, for example, the medium 1, medium 2. So, we will write like this, N12. Okay, N12. Refractive index of first medium is comparing with second medium. So, the formula will be like this, C by V1 by C by V2. When it will get reciprocal, C by V1 into V2 by C. This C will get cancelled, V2 by V1. Here N12 means refractive index of first medium by refractive index of second medium. That is equal to what we got here, V2 by V1. Now we are comparing the refractive index of second medium with first medium. Now let's see. That is second medium with first medium. So what is its formula? N2 by N1. It means that it is V1 by V2. These are important formulas. Refractive index formula. Sometimes for half mark bit they will ask these questions. Okay. So this is refractive index. And rarer medium means which medium is having low refractive index. If high refractive index, then it is said to be denser medium. Clear? Now, when any light ray is coming from rarer to denser medium, otherwise the light ray is coming from denser to rarer medium. What is the behavior of refraction, refracted light rays here? Don't confuse here. This is the plane surface. This is the normal. Okay. Now, this is the light ray, incident ray. Okay. Angle of incidence. Here very important. This is rarer medium. This is denser medium. Now the light ray is coming from rarer to denser. If light ray is coming from rarer to denser medium, the refracted ray is close to the normal. So the refracted ray will be like this. This is angle of refraction. Clear? When light ray is coming from rarer to denser medium, the refracted ray is close to the normal. Now, you people only will say, this is denser medium, this is rarer medium. This is the normal. This is the incident ray, angle of incidence. Now the light ray is coming from denser to rarer medium. Then the refracted ray will be away from the normal. Away from the normal. That's why when you observe, the angle I is not equal to angle R. If it is equal, reflection of light. Not equal, so it is refraction of light. Clear? Very easy. So this is very important. When light ray is coming from rarer to denser, the refracted light ray will be close to the normal. The light ray is coming from denser to rarer medium, then it is the refracted ray away from the normal. Okay? Now, now we will consider about curved surfaces. This is a curved surface. Okay. These are the light rays which are incidenting. So outside part, on the outside part light rays are incidenting, right? So on the convex surface the light rays are incidenting. On the convex surface light rays are incidenting. Okay, and we know, right, for concave inner portion will be the incident area. For convex outside portion will be the incident area. Now, for all incident rays, when you draw the normals, all normals are converging at a point. What is that point is called? Center of curvature. Same concept. All the normals are converged at a point, that is called center of curvature. Now, this is the curved surface. For this curved surface, the middle point is called pole or vertex. Pole or vertex. Now, the line joining through pole and center of curvature. The line joining through pole and center of curvature is called principal axis. What is that? Principal axis. Now, what will be the next one? That is focus. But to understand the focus, there are 4 cases. Okay? To locate the focus, to locate the focal point, we have 4 cases which are very important. First, case 1. And here, one important, according to Snell's law, any light ray which is traveling along the center of curvature, along the normal, it do not deviate its path. Already we know, right? Any light light ray, for example this one. This is the light ray which is incidenting and passing along the center of curvature. It does not change its direction. It will go like this only. Any light ray which is moving along the center of curvature, the refracted ray does not deviate its path. It doesn't change its path. Okay. Now, case 1. The light ray is coming from rarer to denser. Rarer to denser. And light ray is meeting a convex surface. Convex surface. Case 2. Same. Rarer to denser. And the incident light ray meets concave surface. Similarly, case 3, case 4. Here what are the mediums? Denser medium to rarer medium. And meeting convex surface. Case 4. Here also denser to rarer and meeting on the concave surface. Just it will be little bit confused, but it is very easy when we understand. Here see, this is pole or vertex. This is the center of curvature. The light rays are coming from rarer to denser. This is rarer medium. This is denser medium. Okay? Light rays are meeting convex surface. So this is the convex portion. This is the light ray and it is meeting the convex surface. For this, first you have to draw the normal. So this will be the normal. Okay. Now only we have discussed about the rules. When any light ray which is coming from rarer to denser medium, the light ray will be close to the normal. So this will be the refracted ray. Clear? Light ray is coming from rarer to denser medium. So the refracted ray will be close to the normal. Now, here again rarer to denser, concave surface. Concave surface, right? What is this? This is the principal axis. Concave surface means this inside portion. Now, this is the light ray. Okay, this is the light ray. So, when you extend like this, expand like this will be the center of curvature. Right or not? See, this is a spherical surface. Okay, so this will be the center of curvature. Now, light ray is incidenting on the concave surface. Now, when you draw the normal will be like this. Here, this is rarer medium. This is denser medium. For our convenience, I am just rubbing this. Now it will be very nice when you want to see this. Okay, light ray is coming from rarer to denser. So if it is rarer to denser, the light ray is very normal. So the refracted ray will be like this, close to the normal. When you observe, this is the normal and this is the refracted ray. Okay. Now case 3, light ray is coming from denser medium to rarer medium and strikes to the convex surface. So this is the principal axis, this will be the center of curvature, and this is denser medium, this is rarer medium, very important. Now the light ray is coming from denser medium to rarer medium. So when it strikes to the convex surface, so you have to draw the normal. Okay. Now this light ray will be away from the normal. Away from the normal. This is the refracted ray. Now the fourth case, light ray is coming from denser to rarer medium and strikes to the concave surface. Okay. This is the center of curvature. This one denser medium. This is rarer medium. This is the light ray incidenting on the inner portion, right? It means concave surface. So now this is the normal. Denser to rarer. So it will be away from the normal, right? Away from the normal. So this is the refracted ray. Okay. Teacher, why are you saying unnecessarily all these to explain about the focus? No, these are very important. So here, when you see the case 1, case 4, the refracted rays are striking to the principal axis. Okay, here these light rays are parallel light rays, right? The parallel light rays incidenting on the concave surface and convex surface. This is convex, this is concave. And the refracted rays are striking to the principal axis. So this point is called focus, focal point. What is that point? Focus. Focal point. Now, what about these? These are meeting the principal axis? No. Here also, in case 3 also they are not meeting. So, when the refracted rays are not meeting the principal axis, for this case, what we will do? We should extend backward. So, you just extend backward. It will be the focus. And here also focus. Here we should extend backward, right? This is the focus. Sorry. Understand? So for case 1 and case 4, the refracted light rays are meeting the principal axis. So where the light rays are meeting on the principal axis, the parallel light rays are incidenting and the refracted rays are meeting the principal axis, that is called as focal point, focus. And coming to the case 2 and case 3, they are not meeting. So we should extend backward. So when we extend backward, they are meeting the principal axis. That point also said to be focus. Clear? Now, one important formula. After this, we will close the session. So everyone should practice all these. surface formula. Very important. Curved surface formula. Curved surface formula, very important. N2 by V minus N1 by U. N2 by V minus N1 by U is equal to N2 minus N1 by R. R means radius of curvature, the distance between pole and center of curvature. Have you remember? So what is curved surface formula? N2 by V minus N1 by U is equal to N2 minus N1 by R. Now this formula is applicable for the curved surfaces like this. These are the curved surfaces. If it is for a plane surface, is it having a radius of curvature? No, right or not? So for the plane of surface, for plane surfaces, the radius of curvature will be infinity. For plane surfaces, radius of curvature R value is infinity. So the above formula will become N2 by V minus N1 by U is equal to N2 minus N1 by infinity. If infinity is in the denominator, its whole value will become 0. Therefore, N2 by V minus N1 by U is equal to 0. This is minus 1. When comes to here, plus. So, N2 by V is equal to N1 by U. This is the plane surface formula. Curved surface formula, N2 by V minus N1 by U is equal to N2 minus N1 by R. For plane surface, N2 by V is equal to N1 by U. Here one more time we will recall the this session points. Refraction of light means bending of light ray. What is the cause for that? Change in the medium. And speed of light is maximum in vacuum. Its velocity is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Now, laws of refraction. Incident ray, normal, refracted ray lies on the same plane of surface, and refraction of light follows Snell's law. What is Snell's law? Sin I by sin R is equal to constant. And refractive index symbol N. N is equal to C by V. Speed of light in vacuum by speed of light in medium. And N12 means N1 by N2. It means V2 by V1. Similarly, N21 is equal to N2 by N1, that is equal to V1 by V2. And we have learned about the lateral displacement also. In the lateral displacement, angle of incidence is equal to angle of emergence. It is depend upon two factors, that is refractive index and thickness of the glass slab. And out of two media which is having high refractive index, it is said to be denser medium. Which is having low refractive index, then it is rarer medium. When light ray is coming from rarer to denser, the refracted ray will be close to the normal. When light ray is coming from denser to rarer, the refracted ray will be away from the normal. And what is the curved surface formula? N2 by V minus N1 by U is equal to N2 minus N1 by R. What is the plane surface formula? N2 by V is equal to N1 by U. Based on these two formulas, we will do some important problems also. Thank you.